Welcome back, everyone. It is now June 24th of 2022, and ever since the very end of the Kenobi series, a lot of fans have been looking forward to the future of the Star Wars universe, and exactly what's to come for characters like Kenobi, and of course, other characters out there like Owen and Beru Lars, with the continuation of the Kenobi series that is already being pre-planned by Disney CEO Bob Chapek, and of course, the Disney executives. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing about the future of the Star Wars universe is that there's a lot of things happening as we speak. Between, of course, all of the new Star Wars TV shows that are being developed by George, Jon, and Dave Filoni, as well as new creators coming on board like Peyton Reed, who, by the way, was a great and fantastic director. He's the guy that actually did the final episode of Mandalorian Season 2, in case you guys did not know. So there's a lot of things happening with all of that. Now, one thing about the overall Kenobi TV series, alright? The finale is something that a lot of fans had quite a bit of criticism over, but I gotta say, everything related to the whole Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi duel was pretty spot on. I thought it was an actual entertaining battle between the two characters. Sure, it had some flaws here and there that I could go over, but visually speaking, it was beautiful. The only thing that I would get rid of is the shaky cam. I don't know about if you guys noticed this, but in the Kenobi series, there is a lot of shaky cam, angles and stuff around, like, those things that are being done by Lucasfilm. They tend to actually keep using the shaky cam in the Kenobi series. Now, on top of all of this, what's really exciting has a lot to do with the fact of Jon Favreau lending his overall opinion of the grand finale of the Kenobi TV series, and what he also had to say about Mandalorian Season 3 and Season 4, and how it's going to have a big impact on the Skywalker saga. Now, with Jon Favreau focused on the future of the Star Wars franchise with shows like The Mandalorian and other shows out there such as Tales of the Jedi, Favreau recently was questioned about the Kenobi TV series and his thoughts about the grand finale and the entire series as a whole by Joby Harold and Deborah Chow. Favreau went on to state the following: it's funny you brought that up because I just got done watching the series with some of the crew that we are close with, and just to lend my 2 cents here on the show, I would have most certainly done a couple of different things with the canon of the series. But one thing I keep getting asked is that I do think that the Kenobi series seriously breaks the canon of the whole Leia and Ben Kenobi relationship. That's what fans keep asking me. Does it break the canon of all of that? I would have to say that's a tricky question, and it was a risky thing that Joby and Deborah went through with. You see, in Star Wars A New Hope, fans brought it up that Leia's message, her hologram, reaching out for Kenobi's help, implied that she never knew Obi-Wan directly. I was always a little confused on what the fans were saying about that and criticizing over on the internet. So to my understanding, fans believe that Leia's hologram in Episode 4 indicates that she never met Obi-Wan, and that the series breaks the canon with all of that of a 10-year-old Leia knowing who Obi-Wan Kenobi is and calling him by his name, other than using the name Ben. This is a gray area to me, Jon Favreau says. I see what the fans are saying to a degree, but I can also see why Joby and Deborah did this. It was a vague thing to expand on from A New Hope. I mean, did Leia really never meet Kenobi according to that hologram? Does it really break canon here? Who knows? I would have to say that it kinda doesn't really. In this department, of course, if anything, it expands on this. What I did disagree on with Kathleen Kennedy with the series, however, was, of course, to do with the character of Reva and how she knows who Luke is and why he is so special. Now, let me just stop right here for 1 second of what Jon Favreau brought up. Now, it is a very interesting thing. I actually completely lost that. I never really saw what the fans were criticizing over myself with the whole Leia hologram thing. If you guys go ahead and look at the Leia hologram from A New Hope, I don't know if you guys agree with me or disagree on this, but it does seem like what Jon Favreau is saying there, that it's kind of vague. When Leia's saying, my parents reached out to you during the Clone Wars or something around those lines, and she's asking for Kenobi's help, it's never directly said that she never met Obi-Wan Kenobi in that hologram. So I can see what Favreau is saying. I can understand where he's coming from, of how it's a gray area, and it's vague, and if anything, Joby and Deborah expanded on that hologram, you know, on that piece of canon, and that it doesn't necessarily break the canon. What does break the canon, and Jon Favreau is right about this, is Reva knowing exactly who Luke is. And let's face it, the only people that knew who Luke was, you know, when he was a child, was Bail Organa, his wife, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and of course Beru and Owen Lars. Pretty much it, but now we have Reva. As I explained in my last video, Kathleen Kennedy did this to add more, you know, of a special trait to the character of Reva, having that knowledge about Anakin Skywalker's child, you know, actually being a thing. So, moving forward from all of this, alright, Favreau goes on to state the following. This should have remained with Kenobi and Leia's adopted parents only, along with the Beru and Owen Lars. In canon, it was only Beru, Owen, Bail, and his wife, along with Kenobi, that knew of Luke's identity as a child. And to bring Reva into that situation, I thought was the only big thing I would have changed in this finale. I respect what Joby was trying to do with Kathleen Kennedy on making one of the new characters the center of the show, but I just thought this was unnecessary and could have gone without it. But as creators, we all make mistakes sometimes and need to evolve from those mistakes. Breaking canon is never a good thing, but there are always fantastic ways to expand it for the fans that really know their stuff. As for myself and Dave, we have some pretty big revelations coming for the Skywalker lineage in our upcoming projects like Mando Season 3 and 4 that I am working on back to back, while I also help out with Ahsoka by Dave. Next year and the year after is going to be quite a thrill for the fans around the world. Now, let me just stop right here also what Jon Favreau said, and I do agree with him through and through. The whole Leia thing is vague, it is a gray area like I said, and everything to do with Reva. We talked about what Kathleen Kennedy brought up just yesterday. I don't know if you guys missed it, you might want to go ahead and check out my last video. But Kathleen Kennedy specifically said that she wanted to make Reva the savior of Luke Skywalker on purpose by not only trying to threaten him and to annihilate him, but turning herself back to who she used to be and saving him was their way of having Reva save Luke Skywalker. And that to me makes zero sense. Absolutely zero sense. I don't know about you guys, but it really just does not seem right. And it comes off like Kathleen Kennedy just forced this to actually make Obi-Wan Kenobi a bit of a failure over saving Luke, directly speaking, of course, or that it wasn't really Obi-Wan Kenobi's, you know, reason to actually save Luke. It was Reva's at the end of the day. So when you look at it like that, you know, now, of course, even Kathleen Kennedy said, we brought this up yesterday, that Kathleen Kennedy said that now, apart from, you know, Owen and Beru and Bail Organa and his wife, now, of course, Kenobi and Reva know about Luke Skywalker's identity. So, as far as, you know, main characters go, like major characters, now Reva is one that is protecting Luke on the world of Tatooine. And that's a thing that I have a problem with, because that was never really a thing in canon. So, I would like to hear what you guys have to say about all this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.